So hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm gonna be showing you the super cool 4-high infinitely expandable piston door. So the last time I showed you the 3-high version, but this one is way better because it also automatically closes. So let's start. So first of all, this entire thing is modular, so you only have your line of redstone connecting this here. So those repeaters over there are the output, and you only have to connect the lines with repeaters to power the piston. So that's the easiest part. And I'm also not, and you don't have to build it the same as I'm building it. I'm just showing you how to do it, so you could also build it in versions where you can't use observers or something like that. So let's start. For the first step, we would need now some sticky pistons, a row, and not too many, otherwise the game would lag, because the large version over there already lags my phone, so it's really laggy if you use too many pistons. Now we also need a 4-high wall of movable blocks. I mean of those falling blocks. So concrete powder, sand. So all the concrete powders, sand, red sand, and anvils, and gravel. They count for that. And now here's this part. We just have to put here some redstone wires to connect everything. That's now the simplest part. We need here some redstone wires, 3 and the 4th. And the coolest thing is, here's gonna be the floor, so you can build the floor out of any block you want. And now for the other side, we would need here a line of redstone with some redstone dust on top. It's gonna be important for the last part. So now that we have that, we can connect everything with repeaters, because this is going to be the final output to get the signal to the full length. It's really important to do it this way. And now I'm just going to go here for 5 blocks out to start with the powering. You don't have to go 5 blocks out. You can also just build it closer if you want to compact it. Now we need here a repeater, a block, another block on top. So we have here a redstone stair. Maybe we're gonna build another block over here, make it easier. Now we can place here 2 redstone, another repeater and 3 ticks. Another block here, 2 blocks here with a repeater on 3 ticks. You only have to put here some delay, so now we need here this part. And this is gonna be the final repeater up here. So here we need now the final 3-tick repeater, and this is gonna be the outputs of this. So now we have to wire the first output to the first repeater. The second output to the second repeater is important. The last line, we're not gonna power it directly, we're gonna power it with another complicated way. But what's also really important is those lines here are not allowed to really connect with this, so you would now have to build here just a repeater in here for delay. Not really for delay, but that the line can't power this up here, because this is only allowed to be powered once at the beginning, not more. It's really important, otherwise the entire thing won't work, because it would just create a clock. And the last repeater, I would also recommend putting here 1-tick delay, because you don't have to put there the tick delay. You could also set this repeater on 4 ticks, but I'm just gonna do it that way. Now we have here everything wired up, and now I could just get a lever here and power the entire contraption here. So oh no, I did it at the wrong side. Here's gonna be the line to power it. And now, you see, all of the 4 pistons extend to a wall. And now, if we deactivate it, they're all gonna be this, like this in place. But now we also want to have it in another way. So, I mean, you now want to have it that the pistons pull each other down. And for that, I'm just gonna use here an observer with 2 ticks delay. You only have to, the only thing you have to do, if you can't use observers, you have to put their 3 ticks delay, and the 1 tick pulse has to be the output. It's really important. Now the next one, I'm just gonna place it, yeah, here. So you can build it as you want. Another 2 ticks of delay. And now the final observer is gonna be here. Yeah, like this. With another 2 ticks of delay. And then we can activate it. The wall's opened. And now if we deactivate it, this shouldn't happen. So, yeah, that's the thing what I did wrong here. That's not how you should do it. I messed it up because you would have to put the observers, not like in that way. You have to put here an observer, to now put here a block. It's really important. This block is gonna power this redstone line, but also this, yeah, I should build maybe at the other side. This observer, because it's gonna be an observer chain. So now we have here the observer with 2 ticks delay, a block, another observer with a 2 tick repeater, but the repeater is coming out of the block, so it only will be powered if the observer on top activates. And now we need here the last observer here with a 2 tick delay here to then power with the block the last row. And now if we activate this, we just have to wait for a short moment to the pulse to go through the entire thing here. And now deactivate it. And now you see, the entire thing has moved another block down. Now we would have to activate this one here and the one below. So to do that, we would have to now connect this line here as the line in the middle with a line at the bottom. That's also really easy. Just put here a redstone dust. That's not connecting to the line here. Very important. And 1, 2, 3 observers. And maybe here another redstone. So that it will power through the blocks the other redstone dust. Or you could just place it somewhere else. Yeah, but it has to be connected to that cycle. So if this won't work for you, you would now have to just place here this maybe somewhere else to power the block from the repeater. So this line should now just activate the line here on top. And now you can see oh yeah, I messed up the timing. Or what did I do wrong? Oh, I think because I powered the block. Yeah, I accidentally created a clock. So that's not what you should do. So the solution is just to place 3 observers, 1, 2, 3 here, like this. I think that should work. Yeah. And now we see we have only a 1 block gap in here, so it's only 1 block above this. So for that, we would now have to activate after this a piston. We would now have to activate oh yeah, I did it. We have to do it this way. Oh, and this happens if you do it wrong. then just the concrete powder, gravel or sand what you're using here will break. It's just a really annoying bug. But we would have to place here a block. It's important. And then we can place here another observer with now 2 ticks delay. And place here another block. And now if I activate this thing, we should have to wait for a pulse to arrive here. Or wait to activate it at the start, so that doesn't really matter. But this here is now the hardest part, so I now discovered what I did wrong. I built this here on the wrong side, so you would because the line at the bottom shouldn't power that. So now we would need here a 2 tick repeater. 1, 2, 3 observers. Yeah, this is getting really tricky with the space here, so yeah, we have the problem again that we had before. So this here wouldn't really work, but yeah, it's really hard with the space. I've not built it really on a good position. But the other solution would just be to go here to this observer, place a redstone line below here, and now we can go. So place here some redstone. That will only get powered if we power it as the other part here. So now we can connect this here. Yeah, like this. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a block. And I think we should now just activate it to see if it works. And now deactivate it. Yeah. And now you can see that we only have to activate this line there, but as we did before, we can just now oh, it's getting harder with the space. This here you will just place maybe behind this. I'm just trying out how it would work best. I haven't found the best design yet, so oh yeah, that was a problem if we would do that. I would go in that, bump that line, but not too hard to solve. You can just move this entire thing over by a single block. 2 tick repeater. Oops. Here's the 2 tick repeater. That has to be in 1 tick. And now we can just place here a line of 2 redstone. So now if we activate it, we have to wait for this repeater here to activate. And now you see only the last line has to be activated, and that's why we need that line here. And that is the line that's going to be activated at last. So now we need here 2 redstone. So a redstone and a 2 tick repeater. And then we can just add here a block. And then it should be finished now. Yeah, this is this. And now we can just use the button with the button to activate it. It's super simple. You just now need here 2 pistons. So here a piston, 2 blocks gap with a block inside, and now the other piston here, and now we can use this here to activate it. So we could just put here the button on top. It's just the easiest solution. And the other line is going to be coming from here. So a tick of delay and a few redstone dust. And this is now nearly finished. We only have to now place here a redstone torch. Place 2 blocks like this here to connect the line. And now you should see the entire thing activating. And now it's deactivating. So this is now really cool. It can activate and deactivate again. But now it's only wall. That's the reason why we now need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high wall. You can also just build it 4 high, but you can build it up to 5 blocks high. That's the coolest part about it. And then you could just use something like quartz stairs or just any stair to hide the pistons up here to make it 6 blocks high. This tunnel here. So you would have a 6 block high tunnel like I built over there with just a simple setup. And now it's not finished yet, so we would now activate it to open the door. Wait for it to close again. It's not the fastest system, but making it faster isn't really working. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th block I'm just using now to place the pistons. Yeah, and this is a super weird glitch. Where are the pistons facing in that direction? 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have it like this. You see here is a 4 block high, and now we only have to place here a few blocks. So that's the cool part about it. The line here at the bottom doesn't really have to be. It has to be stairs. It just has to be any block that you can't see through, because we're placing the redstone line 1 block above. And now here's just the simplest cable ever. So to now deactivate it, we only have to place here an observer with a 2-tick repeater and a block. And now here, 2-tick repeater. Oops. I had to place here an observer. 2-tick repeater, 2-tick repeater, block, and a block. And now we would have to place here a repeater. And now we could just, by pressing this button here, close the gate again. But we don't want to really use a button to do that. So we want to close it, automate it. So that's the reason why we need now here some space. So we would now have to go from this line 1 block to the side, place we could also just go 1 more block down, like this. Place here a sticky piston facing at the top, an observer facing down. Place this block 1 block below and a redstone here. So now if we activate the sticky pistons there, that will activate. Now 2 blocks below we need a redstone torch, like this. Then we would also need here just a redstone. Just 4 temporary blocks. Oops. It's kinda annoying to accidentally destroy redstone. Now we need here a sticky piston with an observer. And now we only have to power that sticky piston with a redstone line. So we just need here a pulse extender. So just a 4-tick repeater pointing into a block. Have 2 comparators facing this way, 2 facing this way. and 2 more redstone back here. A redstone torch on top of there. A redstone stair to get the signal up there. Like this. And now we can place here a block. And this is really important, because now if we press the button, you see the system here activates, giving a pulse to the system, and then it gets and then the pulse gets length a second time as the door goes down, and after that the door entirely closes. Yeah, and this also really works. And this also works really good, so you can just hide it now. Just place here some stairs, or what you use here. Oh, the sticky piston, but that's not a big problem at all, because you would only have to move it back here a block with a block and then a redstone. So now you could hide it entirely. So that's not a problem. And now you see there's nothing. Oh yeah, and you could also make it 7 high from this side, or even higher by using just some stairs here, like this. Then you would even see less. And if you just build it at the other side, you only have to use a single row of stairs. And then you could just place here some blocks, like this, up to the sky, so no one could really see it on this side. And now it's finished. So if you want to not activate it down there, you could just put a redstone wire from there to the button somewhere, or just a secret activation. Oops. And now you see the door opens. And then I have enough time to just slowly walk through. And then you see it's closing. And this is so cool. It's not the fastest system, but it's really simple, and the best part about it is you can just expand it infinitely, but not too large, otherwise it really lags. That version over there, that's about 30 blocks wide or so, already really lags. And here I just use a simple trick to use 2 redstone wires. So the first one is attached to the entire system, and then a repeater powering a block, and then 1 tick delay here to power that line, and here's another repeater and 0 tick delay because no repeater, and this activates the entire line here at the same time. If your build is way too large for repeaters that you can use a delay, you can just make sure to always power the top and the bottom at the same, so you would have to have it exactly at the same position, those repeaters here. It's very important then, because then the door also won't break. Then it's also perfectly timed. That's another cool part about it. So down here I didn't build exactly the same, so this wouldn't really work in infinite size, but you just have to put those pillars there at the same position, and then you can easily expand it as much as your device doesn't crash. I should mention, in the version I have here, I've also done some idiot proving. So by spamming the button, nothing could break the system. So in the version I've showed there, it will break if you spam the button, but this here is idiot proof. So we just push the block over here, and we push the block over here, but a few ticks later we push the block that is powering that to the side, so that if you press the button then again, this here can't activate again, And then here at the back to activate that piston, so we have here an observer from the input line. So if it's we have here a repeater from the line at the back, going in here with an observer, and then we have at the observer a redstone torch attached to this, and a few ticks of delay. So this will only activate if the block is already for a few seconds at that position, and not when it gets pushed over. So then it only will activate that. And the other line there is that's an emergency switch. So I have two buttons for that. So at the front here you can only see this button, but at the back there is the emergency switch. I can just demonstrate it by pressing the button the entire time. And now it didn't activate. And if I press the button, it would never activate. And for that I built here a safety switch that no one really knows. And I missed it. Yeah, now I pressed it. And now it activates again. So at the back, where there is your secret base area, I also just put there a red button. But for the version I just use here this door. So it's over here. It's a door, and if you press on it, it will already just go in the other state again. For Java Edition, you can just use a butted piston, but for Bedrock Edition, where you don't have something like that, you would have. This is just the easiest setup I could just come up with. Just an observer detecting it, sending here through a block a pulse to this 4-tick repeater, and a redstone torch with a 1-tick repeater. So this will just this will power this door for a few ticks here until the observer has sent the second pulse through it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like this video, write a comment down below, or subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.